Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for the segment, we have Martin Rand, co-founder and CEO of Pactum AI, to discuss how AI technology is leading to better bottom lines and higher stock prices. Martin, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thanks for inviting, Jill. It's good to be here.
You got it. Major corporations like Walmart, Maersk, Wesco, and more have begun using AI-powered chatbots to handle their business negotiations, netting hundreds of millions in savings. How is this helping them become more efficient with their businesses?
Yeah, so let's talk a bit about what we do. So we use AI to negotiate supplier deals for the world's largest enterprises. And I'm personally a huge fan of negotiations. A negotiation is really something special. In an auction, for instance, if you win, then I lose. But in a negotiation, I'm incentivized to give you something that you value, so you would give me back something that I value. And we walk out of the store with more than we had previously. Now, the problem with negotiations is that it takes time, so they cannot be performed on all suppliers. We do it with AI 10,000 times, unlocking hundreds of millions of dollars. So that's what we do.
So then this increase to the bottom line for these companies positively impacts their stock price. I mean, it feels like we're hearing so many reports of companies saying they're leveraging AI, but does it really transition into the bottom line?
Absolutely. So I can bring you an example of Walmart. Walmart has become such a big fan that they wrote a Harvard Business Review article about us. And they stated that on average, we created 3% of extra value after renegotiating those existing deals. And we were successful with 64% of the suppliers, and 83% of suppliers said that it's simple, they would like to do it again. And if you think about the revenue of Walmart, which is more than $500 billion, that 3% is a big deal.
And you mentioned before that Pactum AI's technology handles their customers' negotiations with cost and purchase terms instead of humans extracting more savings. What is AI doing better that a professional negotiator can't do?
So I can bring you an example of Maersk. Maersk is the second largest logistics company in the world, but they don't own almost any trucks. All of these trucking services they have to buy. And we are doing those negotiations. Now, the trucking market is hugely fragmented. And there are a lot of very small companies, mom and pop shops with a couple of trucks. And every time a human would have to do a lot of preparation work to do these negotiations, whereas a machine can put in 100 hours of human time worth of preparation in just a couple of seconds. So it unlocks a lot of value. And in fact, I reached out to those truckers a couple of months ago, and I asked, hey, I'm seeing that Maersk is getting a lot of value out of this. What are you getting out of this? And they said, look, this bot gives me the work that I want to do, the lanes that I want to do. So I'm getting more business, I'm getting a better deal flow, and most importantly, I'm not holding capacity on standby anymore. I had to wait until a person would come back to me and solidify the deal, whereas the bot tells me right now. So it's, again, great for both sides.
It's interesting that you bring that story up because some of the arguments have been AI is going to take away the jobs of humans, but it sounds to me, based on the Maersk example, it's only enhancing what their businesses can do. It doesn't sound like it's humans versus the bots.
Well, our technology hasn't let anyone go. And this is because the procurement teams have been cut down so thin already that they can barely negotiate the strategic deals. And strategic deals is what humans are supposed to negotiate, because humans have the charisma in order to kind of influence and bond with each other, all of these things which machines cannot do today. We are negotiating 90% of the deals that humans cannot negotiate. So we're bringing net new value. We're not competing with existing jobs.
Finally, Martin, what are your thoughts around AI in regulation?
We are in a unique situation in the world right now because the industry is begging to be regulated, and the regulators know that they need to regulate, but both sides know that it's going to be fiendishly hard. And we're really looking at this we have to solve two problems. We have to solve the existential risk of a rogue AI taking over, and tactical issues like privacy, bias, and misinformation. And I believe for the existential risks, a global scientific body has to be created and funded that might need to create a different AI that keeps and checks any possible deviations in other AIs. Whereas for privacy, bias, and misinformation, the more tactical questions, I think the proposal of Sam Altman, OpenAI CEO, was really good. That let's regulate the companies with the most powerful AIs, with the most energy consumption, with the most computing power consumption, and let the industry thrive, because that's going to create value for everyone. And all of these things should be regulated with existing regulations.
All right, we appreciate the insight, Martin. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Thanks
I'm
so
Jill
much, Jill.
Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.
Good to be here. Thank you.